guys, I'm your host, Tara A. Devlin, and welcome to another episode of Kowabana, true Japanese scary stories from around the internet. On this week's episode, we're going to be looking at the after effects of plane crashes and the ghosts they leave behind. Several tragedies have taken place in Japanese skies over the years, and it's not uncommon to see creepypastas pop up about 20 or even 30 years later. Our first story for this week features a young man who goes for a drive deep in the mountains with his family for a gathering. But something he sees on the way makes him question what's really going on. This one's called Gate to Hell. This happened about 15 years ago, just after I started junior high school. One day, I was going for a drive up the mountain with my parents. Two other cars were behind us. My grandmother's family and my aunt's family. Our destination? My aunt's husband's family home, which was hidden deep in the mountains. It was the middle of summer, just before the Obon holidays. It was my second time visiting this village. I was a child the first time I went. The roads were unpaved, and I remember the car rocking and shaking for quite some time over gravelly roads to reach it. When did they pave the roads? I said. Already 3 hours had passed since we left the city. I was bored and yawned while watching the scenery pass by the window. We passed a car driving on the opposite side of the road. It was a self-defense force truck. What's the army doing out here? I thought. But I soon forgot about it and started to wonder when we would arrive. I looked at the clock and it said 4:30 in the afternoon. The day was already over and shadows were falling over the mountain. I looked out the window and saw a plane in the distance. There's a plane that flies this deep in the mountains? I thought, and watched it blankly. Shortly thereafter, my father stopped the car. We were in front of a sad-looking diner. The two cars behind us also stopped. "Let's take a break," he said. Everyone went their own ways, to the toilets and vending machines and to get tea. The shopkeeper inside the store was a grumpy old man. Hungry, I grabbed some miso dengaku, the size of my fist, and wandered around outside while eating it. Again, another self-defense force truck passed. Were they training? I found it suspicious, but by the time I was done eating, I had forgotten about it. After a short break, we set off towards the village again. There was about an hour left until we should have arrived. I just wanted to get there as soon as possible. It was taking so long that I was starting to get pissed off. I stared out the window and saw yet another plane flying by. Another one? I just saw one. How strange. No matter how you looked at it, seeing several planes this deep in the mountains was strange. The clock said it was past 5 p.m. The mountain was turning red from the setting sun. We've got to be arriving soon, I thought. And the moment I did, the car started to splutter and rock. It's not paved here? I called out to my father, but there was no response. Strange. I called out to my mother in the passenger's seat, and again, there was no response. The two of them were staring straight ahead in silence. What the hell? Had they gone deaf? I looked out the back of the car. The two cars that had been following us the entire way were gone. What the? Where were they? They were there just a minute ago. Something didn't feel right. Then, my father suddenly slammed on the brakes. I fell forward and the next moment went into shock. What? Several people in old, tattered clothes were standing in front of the car. They were facing the side and standing stock still. I got chills. There was no doubt about it. They weren't normal people. My parents didn't even shake. They just continued looking ahead. I felt myself turning pale. I don't know how long passed, but they started to slowly walk in the direction of the mountain, and then they disappeared. The car started to move again. My parents remained silent. What the hell? Were the two of them possessed? I didn't know what to do, so I just looked around restlessly. Tup, 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 tup. A helicopter roared directly overhead. It was a Self-Defense Forces helicopter. Where the hell did it come from? There's no way this can be good. And from the back seat, I shook my father's shoulder. Suddenly, I heard something from the radio. It was turned off. It was the Heart Sutra. I was so scared I couldn't speak. I caught my father's eyes in the rearview mirror. They were bright red. His pupil was gone. I fell back and huddled in the back seat. "Help me! Somebody help me!" I screamed inside. Something buzzed loudly in my ears, and there was an explosion so loud that it was like the ground was opening up to eat us. The car stopped. Trembling, I nervously opened my eyes. What the hell? The mountain was on fire. Smoke rose everywhere I looked. Trees were fallen over, and everything was in ruins. I'm nearsighted, but I was close enough that I could see everything clearly. Even more terrifying than that, though, was the countless hands reaching up towards the sky. It was like a picture of hell. My mind went blank. I stared with my mouth hanging open. It was such a terrifying sight that I lost sense of myself. Then I heard it, as my consciousness was fading away. Zzz, zzz. Missing. JLA, flight 123. Beep. Hey, we're here. Wake up. My father's voice woke me up. My parents were taking the luggage out of the car. The other two cars were already there, and taking their luggage out as well. I stared, dumbfounded, unable to comprehend what had just happened. Knock it off, sleepyhead. Hurry up and get out of the car. Did I dream it all? I got out of the car, and when I glanced over at the radio, I froze. The frequency was tuned to 123, and the clock said 6:56. Oh yeah, today was August 12th. We had arrived in Ueno village 25 years earlier, on August 12th, 1985, at 6:56 p.m. The Japan Airlines jumbo jet crashed at the foot of Mount Osutaka. My aunt's husband's family home doubled as a local sweet store at the time of the accident. I'm going to visit the memorial stone before it gets dark, I said to my father. Okay, he replied. He apparently sensed something behind my words and came with me. We said a silent prayer before the stone, and then my father turned to me. Whatever happens after this, you mustn't enter that mountain. The damned gate to hell is open. It's huge. If you enter it, you won't come back. I've never been back to that village since. As you may know, JLA Flight 123 crashed near Ueno village in Gunma Prefecture on August 12, 1985. 520 people died, making it the deadliest single aircraft accident in aviation history. Stories of the incident have even featured on this show before. The incredible loss of life and horrific nature of the crash has made it a favoured backdrop for creepypasta writers, and it will pop up in yet another later story this week. Now, our next story retells the final taped interview of a young girl who was the only survivor of a plane crash. As the detective tries to uncover what went wrong, it soon becomes apparent that not all aboard the plane was as it seemed. This one's called Interview with the Sole Survivor. We will now open to the public an important recording of the incident. This was taken from an IC recorder. The voice heard in it belongs primarily to Kamimura Hina, a police detective and the aunt of the solo survivor of the Izumo Corp plane crash incident, Kamimura Takayo, 13 at the time of the incident. Takayo's injuries left her in a comatose state, but just a few days ago, she woke up. She was in no state to converse, however, so electrodes were attached to her back teeth, and she could communicate by biting down, which would cause an electric sound to ring out. Twice for yes, once for no. In order to ease Takayo-chan's mind and make her feel safe, only herself and her aunt Hina were in the room. There was no camera. What follows is the recording. Hello? Do you remember who I am? Beep, beep. That's right. I'm your aunt, Hina. Can I talk to you for a bit? Beep, beep. The sun's out today. Does it feel nice? Beep, beep. Would you like to go outside? Beep. You want to stay here? Beep, beep. Is that so? Okay, we'll stay here. So I'd like to talk to you about the accident, if that's okay with you. You don't want to? Beep, beep. No? Beep. It's okay? Beep, beep. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you a few questions. Takayo-chan, you were returning from vacation, right? Beep, beep. You didn't notice anything strange when you left the airport. Beep, beep. The other passengers were normal as well? Beep, beep. Then something happened while you were flying, yes? Beep, 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 beep. Does that mean yes? Beep, beep, beep. Is it too much? Do you want to stop talking? Beep. You can keep going? Beep, beep. Okay, well, please try your best for a little longer. Beep, beep. Before the accident, did the plane shake? Beep, beep. Were you scared? Beep. Were you scared you were going to fall? Beep. You didn't think it was a big deal? Beep, beep. Did the shaking get worse? Beep. Did the small shakes continue for a while? Beep. So, what you're saying is that the shaking stopped. Beep, beep. Did it shake again after that? Beep, beep. Did the plane fall after that? Beep, beep. I'm sorry for asking you so many painful things. You must have been scared. Beep, beep. Do you want me to leave it there for today? You must be tired. Beep. Can you talk a little more? Beep, beep. Okay, well, can I ask you a few more questions? Beep, beep. Did you notice anything strange other than the shaking? Beep, beep. Okay, so beep, beep, beep. What's wrong? Beep, beep, beep. Is your jaw tired? Beep, 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 beep. Are you shaking? Beep, 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 beep. Takayo-chan, are you okay? Beep, 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 beep. Let's wait until you've calmed down then. Beep, beep, beep. They take a short break, during which several beeps can be heard. Are you okay now? Beep, beep. Then let's continue. Did you notice anything strange other than the shaking? Beep, beep. Did the engine sound strange? Beep. Did you hear an explosion? Beep. Did you see something from the window? Beep, beep. Did you see the plane hit something hard? Beep. By any chance, Do you think that it was the direct reason for the crash? Beep. Was the thing you saw from the window the cause of the crash? Beep. So then, beep, 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 beep. Takayo-chan, are you okay? Are you frightened? Beep, 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 beep. It's okay now. You don't have to be afraid anymore. This is a hospital. You won't fall here. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, let's calm down. Beep, 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 beep. A short while later, she recovers. Takayo-chan, are you okay now? Beep, beep. Can you continue? Beep, beep. Did you see something? I'm sorry. Was it another plane that you saw? Beep. Let me change the question. Takayo-chan, you were sitting in the window seat, right? Beep, beep. Could you see the wing of the plane well from your seat? Beep, beep. Did you notice anything strange with the wing? Beep, beep. Was the wing broken? Beep, beep. And that's why the plane fell? So, the plane didn't fall because the wing was broken? Beep. The plane fell because the wing was broken, right? Beep, beep. How did it break? Do you know? Beep, beep. Did it hit something? Beep. It broke by itself? Beep. Someone broke it? Beep, beep. Someone was out there? Beep, beep. So then, beep, 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 beep. Are you okay? Beep, 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 beep. So this thing was only on the wing? Beep. It wasn't just one thing? Beep, beep. Lots of things? Beep, beep. And they broke lots of things? Beep, beep. The window? Beep, beep. They broke the window and came inside? Beep, beep. These things, they did something terrible to the passengers inside? Beep, beep. And your wounds were because of those things? Beep, 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 beep. It dribbled from your wounds? Beep, 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 beep. It had fangs? Beep, 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 beep. It was smooth? Beep, 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 beep. It had small, black eyes like grapes, all close together? Beep, 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 beep. It was small like a child? Beep, 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 beep. It had lots of hands. No, feet. And crawled around? Beep, 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 beep. It had a strange, gravelly voice. Beep, 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 beep. It came crawling out of several small holes. Beep, beep, beep. It clung to you. Beep, beep, beep. It climbed up on you. Beep, beep, beep. It bit down on you. The beep stopped. This marks the end of the recording. During the second half, the sounds of scurrying, suckers attached to things, and something being dragged could be heard in the background, but the details are obscure. Perhaps it has something to do with the shaking in Kamikura Hina's voice during the second half. This tape was preserved in the prefectural police department as important evidence in the deaths of 2 females in the Olmi Red Cross Hospital. The true circumstances behind their deaths remains unknown. Our next story features a young boy cleaning up after school when he notices something odd on the other side of the building. He's the only one who can see it, and when he gets home and sees the news, he realizes the horrifying truth. This one's called Faces. I grew up in Matsumoto City, in Nagano Prefecture. At the time this took place, I was in the upper grades of elementary school. One day, I don't remember why, but I was in the science room with 2 or 3 of my friends. It was summer, and the days were long, so the teachers didn't particularly care that we were there. We played on the school grounds and in the gym until the sun went down. It was a pretty relaxed school. The school itself was built like a H. The entranceway and halls were in the middle, and on the right were the classrooms for each grade, and on the left we had the science, music, etc. rooms. The windows to these rooms were larger than the normal classrooms, to let in a lot of light. I looked out the science room window towards the music room on the other side. It wasn't like I felt eyes on me or anything. It was entirely by chance. But all of a sudden, it seemed like the sky darkened, and surprised, I turned back to look again. When I did, I saw faces in the window glass on the other side of the school. All of them. Full of faces. It was impossible that it was all of the students and teachers who were at school at the time. One window was about 180 centimeters wide and 90 centimeters high. The entire window was packed with faces. Hey, can you see that? Scared, I asked one of my friends and pointed to the other side of the school. What's that? The music room? Is there something interesting there? It seemed he couldn't see anything. Of course. How stupid. Terrified, I couldn't tear my eyes away from them. The faces started to float up. They looked in pain. They looked scared. And they looked sad. Men and women and children and even the elderly. Then they started to disappear. It was like they were just passing through. Then, just like that, they were gone. It couldn't have been more than 10 seconds or so, but I couldn't move, and I didn't understand what had just happened either. I thought that if I told my friends about what I saw, they would just laugh and call me a liar, so I said nothing and went back to what I was doing. I pretended like I'd seen nothing, even though my hands were shaking and I was covered in sweat. I got home around 7 p.m. that night, thinking that I'd seen something awfully strange, and ran straight towards my mother. She was watching TV in the living room. "Why are you watching TV? I'm hungry." "Ah, hang on a minute. A plane crashed today." I looked at the TV, and there was a news report about a plane crash on a mountain not too far away. It kept playing over and over. The supposed time of the crash lined up exactly with the faces I saw in the school windows. Instinctively, I knew they were related. Those faces were the faces of the people who died in the crash. Matsumoto City is a fair distance from Mount Osutaka. I don't know why I saw such a thing all the way over there. I don't have any special powers or anything either. But every year, around this time, I say a prayer and hope that they are at peace now. Our final story for this week features yet another real-life crash. If you've read Deikan, the most haunted locations in Japan, you might remember the horrific plane crash that took place above Shizukuishi City in Iwate Prefecture. Here, the son of a woman who was in the city the day bodies rained from the sky tells her story. This one's called The Worst Spectacle. In 1971, a passenger plane collided with a self-defense aircraft above Shizukuishi in Iwate Prefecture. The memorial forest was named in tribute to the victims of this terrible incident. Because the plane was hit in mid-air, all 162 passengers on board scattered in all directions, and every single one of them died. The day of the incident, the residents of Shizukuishi City were subjected to the awful sight of living people raining from the sky, and many uncovered horrific scenes around town. The other day, my older sister was out drinking in Morioka City, not too far from Shizukuishi. Some young men were chattering away loudly a few seats away from her. It turned out that one of the men was from Shizukuishi, and he started talking about the airplane crash. Yeah, so my mother often talks about that day, and it was really, really bad. People's bodies contain the same stuff they use in matches, phosphorus, right? So when a human body burns, it apparently burns blue. When the crash happened, they saw all these blue lights falling from the sky. It was so beautiful. Everybody looked up and was like, "They must be angels." Curious, they ran towards the lights. Then, as a result, many people discovered the fallen bodies from the crash. It was traumatic. The explosion was apparently heard all the way over in Hanamaki City. So many bodies landed in the Aniwa Elementary School grounds that after the accident, they had to move the school to a different location. Not just my sister, who was doing her best to listen in, but the other guys with the young man telling the story fell silent. But I reckon the people of Shizukuishi are less concerned with the incident and the memorial forest than other folks think. To us, the stories of ghosts in the forest are nothing. They're fakes. According to my mother, there's nothing scarier than the sight of all those falling bodies they saw that day. With that, the young man's story ended. So what did you think about this week's stories? If there are any particular themes you'd like to see on the show this year, you can let me know over on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram at Tara A. Devlin. And don't forget, if you'd like to get bonus episodes and early access to each and every episode, you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/Tara A. Devlin. Thanks guys, and I'll see you again next time for even more Kowabana, true Japanese scary stories from around the internet. Want even more scary stories? Head over to kowabana.net for new translations every week. You can also join our Patreon for exclusive stories you won't find anywhere else. Head over to kowabana.net now.